Hey folks, thanks for tuning in for another video. As you can see from the title, I've got a couple new flashlights here to show you that arrived in the mail today. So without further ado, I'm going to open this up and we'll have a look-see. This is the Benchmade model 710 for anyone that's curious. This is the older version of this knife, so it's got older steel. I think this is the 154 cm. If you buy this now, I think it uses D2 if I'm not mistaken. Pretty nice little knife, fun design. Anyway, getting back on topic of flashlights. I'm not a big flashlight guy. I do have a few and I really enjoy them, but I'm not the type to collect flashlights. Not in the same way that I might collect, knives or multi-tools or that sort of thing. That's my invoice. Put that off to the side. A little bit of padding in here. I just don't have a need for many different flashlights, but one of the curious things that has happened as I begin to purchase different sizes and types is that I start trying to look for the best design, what offers me the best, some sort of advertisement, DVD, whatever. Okay, I'm trying to always look for the best combination of small form factor with a really bright light, something that gives me the best bang for my buck. I don't want to spend a ton of money, but I don't want to buy something so inexpensive that I'm going to be back buying it again in 6 months. So a few of the lights I have now, in fact I think these are all of my EDC size lights. I'll show you real quick. This is the Olight T15. Now at any given time this might also end up being an Olight T10 as I have the smaller battery tube. So currently this has a AA cell in here, but on occasion I'll swap it out and this will become the Olight T10 model, which is virtually identical to the T15 except that it accepts a single CR123A cell. And that has become over time sort of my favorite compromise for an EDC flashlight. I think that it offers the smallest form factor, easily pocketable, but still gives a lot of power for a really bright light. And so this would be another example. This is the 47's QTLC. And then this one here is the Phoenix PD20. And I carry all three of these. This one is my work light. These two are my regular everyday EDC lights. So these all three get carried very often. And I promise I'm going to get to these two in just a second. I just want to give you a quick little history, a little rundown, and kind of explain why I chose these two. So at one point I was carrying this often. I do still carry this on a little paracord lanyard / necklace. This is of course the Streamlight Nano. And this is a cool little light. It just has one brightness, just one mode. And it's not a lot of lumens. I forget what it is. It might be 15 lumens or 12 or something. Not really important. It just suffice to say it's a really small, compact, bright little light. And it's kind of handy to have. But then I wanted something a little bit more powerful. So I went a little bit bigger. Went with the Olight i3, and this was actually given to my wife. I have several videos on this in the past, and I actually gave this to my wife after I started using the larger 123 celled lights. And you can see she's had this on her keys at work, and she carries it every day. And this one works great for her as well. It still holds up perfectly, works just like new, and you can see that a lot of the anodization, that purple, has worn off there, but it still looks kind of cool. It's got sort of this post-apocalyptic look to it. Anyway, so I carried that for a while, carried the other three, and then at one point I decided I couldn't resist. I wanted a small, or a thin light, I should say, something a little bit more pocketable if I'm wearing tighter pants, or if I just don't want, something as bulky as the CR123 sized lights. I wanted something even slimmer. And then I went ahead and tried out this Streamlight Micro Stream. This is a single AAA cell light. And it's pretty bright. I think it's 27 lumens, so it gives you great brightness. For most tasks, this is going to be perfect. If you want something with a little bit more throw, even the Olight is going to have a higher brightness, and this is even going to throw further. But when these are side by side, this one is definitely brighter, and it's very obvious right away. So the one thing that the Olight lacks is a button, and I do love having that button. It's just so immediate. It's just so easy to click it on and off rather than having to turn the head. But I do kind of like the form factor of the Olight. So that being said, the two lights that I chose are the Olight i3s, which is this one here. And I didn't want to take back the light that I'd given to my wife. That one's hers now. So I went ahead and bought the Olight. And I was just going to get the i3, and I had noticed recently that the i3s, the updated version, had been released. You can see there EOS next to it there, or EOS, however you want to say it. Comes in this little case, and here's the box that it comes in. Sort of an interesting type of package. The old one used to come in a little plastic clamshell type case. And then the other light here is and this is a company that is totally new to me. I've seen a lot of their products and I've been interested in them before, but I have never purchased one before. This is from Lumapower, and it's from their EDC series. You can see right there. This is the LM21. I don't know if it says that anywhere on the packaging. Yeah, there we go. LM21. And what's kind of cool about this is, and the reason I bought this is because this is a single AAA cell light, so still very slim, very thin, easily pocketable, but it looked to have a great build. I like the design of it overall, but also it has higher lumens than the Streamlight Micro Stream. And so I was kind of hoping this might bridge the gap a little bit. And I don't know if it says the lumens on the back here or not. Let's kind of get in close there. It must. They usually do. There it is. On a nickel metal hydride cell, you're going to get 3 lumens on low, 60 on medium, and 100 on high. I do not know if these are I don't see if it says on there or not. Forgive me for not knowing right off the bat, but if I do a review on this, I'll give the full specs. But I don't know if these are the ANSI ratings or not, so I'm not really sure how they determine these numbers. And then if you are using a lithium-ion 10440 cell, you're going to get 12 lumens on low, 220 on medium, and an incredible 350 lumens on high. Now I imagine that's probably overrated a little bit. 350 I think is asking an awful lot coming out of this form factor, but whatever it is, you know that it's still going to be, you know, head and shoulders above the old Streamlight Micro Stream. And I do like this light. You can see they're actually very similar in design, actually extremely similar. So I wanted a new Olight just because I do like that design, and there's going to be occasions where I'm not really worried about the button on the back, and so I did go for this. And I got it in blue this time, purple last time, and you know, I almost went with purple again. I decided, nah, I need to get another color. And that's cool. This came with a battery as well. I wasn't sure if it came with one or not. So you get a little wrapped Duracell battery, just one single. This has a removable pocket clip, you can see there. And it comes, I guess you could call that tip down, emitter down from the factory, but you can see that it's got a second little collar right there. So you can actually unclip this from here, slip it on there, and you've got it turned around the other way. So if you want to do the old baseball hat trick, which you can do with the Micro Stream, slip that on the bill or the brim of your cap and use it as a headlamp, you can do that. And it's also got this little, and forgive me, but to me I think this thing's pretty hideous, this little lobster claw keychain deal. It looks like it's kind of snarled up on itself. This isn't going to stay. In fact, I'll probably take this off right away. I might put a little bit of paracord on here or something. Really fighting with it to get around there. But that's going to come off pretty much right away. I have no need for that. Oh, it's got another little clasp at the other end. So that's kind of handy. Let's get that off of there. So there's that, and real quick I'll throw the battery in here. This isn't supposed to be a review, just a quick sort of like out-of-the-box overview. Maybe if some of you are interested in these models, this might give you a little bit more insight to them. And then I might do a review on one or both of these later. If I do decide to review these, it probably is not going to be the typical review that you're expecting, as I'm not real big on the whole lumens thing and showing the beam shots and all that. It doesn't really interest me, you know, that much to really take it that far, but I might be at least able to give you a good review of how it functions overall, how it fits, how it carries, reliability, that sort of thing. And it does work just like the older Olight in how you twist the head. However, the arrangement of the modes on this light is a little bit different. It used to previously go low, medium, high, and I'll show you that real quick on the standard or older i3 model, the i3 Classic. There's low, turn it again, medium, turn it again, and now we're on high. And I think this one is 70 lumens on high. So the new one has a little bit of a bump in lumens. It's supposed to be a little bit brighter, probably not really noticeable by most people. But this one starts off in medium, then goes to, I guess it went to high, and then to low. So this one goes medium, high, low. So if you liked the older arrangement of modes, you know, low, medium, high, if you like to start off in the really low mode, that's probably going to be a little bit of a disappointment, because now you're stuck going medium, high, and then down to low. So if you wanted to kind of keep your night vision if you want to really keep the light low, you're going to have to, cover it with your hand and crank it a couple times to get it to the correct mode. Not a big deal for me because I usually would turn this thing on and go to medium right away. So I think that, at least for my purposes, they set it up exactly how I want it. I crank it on, you get some decent bright light straight out of the gate. What did we say this one was? I forget. Let's see if the manual gives you the breakdown on the brightnesses. Okay, I can't read that. How about the other side? Focusing in. 0.5 lumens on low, and you'll get about 60 hours runtime according to their specs. 20 lumens on medium for 8 hours. 80 lumens on high for 35 minutes. And then there's also a hidden strobe mode, which I believe you access by, you turn the head like 7 times or something. Oh. I guess it was like 6. I don't know. I missed count. But anyways, you can see it's tucked away, and you're never actually going to hit that mode accidentally. So that's kind of nice. They put it where if you absolutely had to use a strobe for an emergency, or maybe you're using it for signaling, it's there, so you don't miss out on it, but you also aren't going to cycle through it every time, which is really frustrating on some other lights. The Olight T10 and T15 do that, and it kind of bugs me. And I know I'm dropping stuff off the table, of course. But this one I have set to medium, and it goes to high, and then it goes to strobe. But you have to go through the strobe mode every time you cycle through the different settings. So that's kind of frustrating. It does remember which mode you're in, but I don't like that it kicks into that strobe mode. Oh, it was a battery that I dropped. Let's see if you'll hear my cat's kicking it around in a second. Comes with a couple O-rings in the package, so you can replace the seals that are, right at the joint there between the top and the bottom. And really smooth, just like the older one. This is just silky smooth, very easy to turn. With a lot of these Olights, you can just turn them with one hand, which is pretty slick. So, great little light. I love the little case. This ran me 20 bucks. This package came from opticsplanet.com, by the way. This is the first time I've ever ordered from them, so it was a little bit new for me. Let's jump right into this guy. I'm pretty curious about him. Let's see, I think we've got some tape on the side. Sorry if any of this is out of frame. Kind of looking around the camera to open this. And for anyone that's watching that's been wondering where I've been, sorry I haven't been making videos lately. I've just kind of gotten busy with regular everyday life. Just little, little projects and chores and tasks, other hobbies, things come up, and I've just been getting a little bit busy, but I'm hoping to keep the videos coming at a somewhat medium pace. So here is this one. What does this one come with in the bottom? Oh, a couple O-rings. So that's also nice. It's always good to have spare O-rings. I haven't had to use them on any of my lights yet, but they give them to you. And then we've got a nice little lanyard. It's almost kind of like the type you'd get on a digital camera nowadays. And the lanyard attachment point is actually this little hole that you see in the pocket clip. And some of you are probably looking at this and you realize right away what caught my eye about it, and that is this great little bright green tail cap switch. I just love the way that looks. Right off the bat, I will say it's kind of squishy, but it's easily pressed, and anyone that owns the Streamlight MicroStream knows that this one is actually pretty tough to push sometimes. I mean, you can get it to go, but to really get it to click, you've really got to push down in there. It's not at all, hard to do, but it's a little bit more difficult compared to some of the softer and easier to click tail caps. This one, very easy to push. I am a little concerned with how this little tail cap switch is going to hold up over time. I can actually almost kind of see it's kind of see-through on the end, so I'll have to be a little bit careful with that. And they do not give you a replacement in the package. I think Streamlight does, so that's a little knock against it. Hopefully this size won't be too hard to purchase if that ever decides to go south on me. And let's see, the threading seems to be nice and smooth. This one does not come with a battery, but no fear, no worries, because I've got a battery right here that I had set aside to use just for this. So tighten that down, and I really do like the size, the knurling that you see there, that sort of like checkering to the steel. It's smooth, but it's got some nice traction, so it's got some nice comfortable grip to it. It's got sort of an orange peel reflector, as they are referred to, and I believe the Olight does as well. Yeah, that one's also got sort of an orange peel sort of texturing around the LED emitter. And now we've got a battery in there. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Looks like it's in low, and then I think you soft press to Oh no, you just click and unclick. Maybe you can also soft press it, I'm not sure, to get it to jump through the different modes. And now we're on high. So this one starts low, then medium, then high. And I'm really happy with the way that this feels, and I think this light, as long as this little soft cap at the back that protrudes a bit holds up, I think this is probably going to turn into one of my favorite lights. Not really super familiar with Lumapower, so this is sort of my first foray into their lights. They've got a larger series, I believe the LM21 either takes a AA or a CR123, I don't know for sure. But this was the main one that I was after because I wanted another really slim light to carry around. And for anyone that's curious, I'll even zoom the camera in a little bit. Let's do a side-by-side with the MicroStream there. Those are almost identical. The Lumapower is a little bit thinner. I don't know how clearly that's going to come through, but it is a little bit thinner in the, just the overall thickness of the barrel than the MicroStream. There's the Olight next to both of them. So very, very small lights, each of these two on the right being a little bit longer than the Olight, but all of them easily pocketable and quite slim, very light. And then just for fun, I mean, it's daylight out and it's probably not going to show up too obviously, but let's put both of these two side by side. There's the low next to the single setting. Actually, why don't I zoom that out? That's the MicroStream on the left here, the Lumapower on the right, so there's low compared to it. There's medium, and you can see that those are really similar. If anything, the Lumapower already looks brighter to my eyes. A little less focused though. And then finally, there's the brightest setting. So this one looks, again, I'm not an expert on flashlights. To me, this looks a little bit floodier. It's a little bit softer overall, a little less focused, but it is, to me, it's brighter. And as I get them down, they're both closer. You can kind of see the difference between them. Again, this one being a single setting and then the Lumapower being on high. So another long video for me showing you a couple, see I'm having trouble unclicking it. Another long video showing you a couple new little purchases, some things to go into my everyday carry. And so you'll probably see a new EDC video coming from me soon for anyone that's interested, and you'll see this light and a couple other new little things showing up. So that's pretty much it. Put that one down there and the Olight next to it. Each of these are about $20. The Olight I think was $20 exactly. It was like $19.95 or $19.99. And then the Lumapower was $23. I went online and found a 5% off coupon to opticsplanet.com. So if you decide to order from them, look around and see if you can't find any discounts. And the two together were like 41 bucks. So I think that it was a very fair price to get two nice for the time being. The Lumapower seems to be nice quality, and I know for sure that the Olight is. So I'm really pleased to get these two lights for that price, and I think that's pretty inexpensive compared to a lot of other offerings out there. I imagine these will hold up well over time. So that's pretty much it. Two new lights. You'll see these in other videos soon. And I hope that you found this video fun, maybe a little bit informative. Sorry for those of you that don't like the long videos, but you know how I roll, as they say. So thanks very much for coming along, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.